I can't believe that it's over. Like, it's just, my childhood is over. Percy Jackson is to me what Harry Potter is to like millennials. You know, I've read a tweet once that Percy Jackson is to Gen Z what Harry Potter is to millennials, and I've never read something more truth than that. I love Harry Potter, but Percy Jackson is just, it's everything to me, and the fact that this is just the end of Percy Jackson, I'm pretty sad. I feel like sometimes it's better to finish something, to end something while it's good, rather than keep going, dragging it out. As much as I don't like the fact that I have to say goodbye to him, I'm really like, I'm happy as well. Power of Nero is the last book of the Trials of Apollo series by Rick Riordan. This is my first book review, so it's probably gonna be disaster, but all my reviews are a disaster, so why would this be any different? I hope you guys enjoyed this video and subscribe to my channel if you like TV shows and movies. I do reviews of them, so if that's something that you like, maybe you want to consider to subscribe and follow me on my social media. And maybe I'll do a video about Percy Jackson, whether it is my opinions or maybe a tier list of the books. And anyway, let's get into this video. So the series follows Apollo, who was turned into a mortal by Zeus, has a punishment. I don't really remember the punishment. I think it has something to do with Octavian, but yeah. And he now goes by the name of Lester. I'm not gonna even try to say his last name because I can't. If you haven't read the book, there's gonna be a lot of spoilers, so maybe go and read the book and then go back to this video, or just mute this video. So the Tower of Nero begins with Apollo and Meg going off to New York. In their way there, they encounter Anne. I cannot say that. That recites the second part of the prophecy. Just seconds after, they are attacked by Nero's bad guys. I don't remember their names. And we meet Lou. It's revealed that Lou is actually good since she is trying to help them escape. The three of them finally reach New York, and Apollo decides to try and find Percy Jackson for help. However, when they see Sally, she tells them that he is off to the West Coast with Annabeth and Grover. Over there, we meet Estelle, Percy's little sister. Apollo, Meg, and Lou's plan of defeating Nero, which involves them fighting against Lou and Apollo pushing her over the roof. For the ride to Camp Half-Blood, they use a Shroud of Damnation. In case you don't remember, we first saw them in Percy Jackson, The Sea of Monsters. The three sisters recite the last part of the prophecy. We finally get to see Karen. Here's the thing, I don't really talk about these books in person, and if I do it in Spanish, so I don't really know how to pronounce them, because I know how to say it in my mind, but I don't know if it's actually correct. Anyway, we finally get to see him, but only for a brief second. They're greeted by Will and Nico, who ask Apollo if Jason is really dead. After defeating Nero, Apollo fights against Python for the final time and destroys him. In the aftermath, having learned his lesson, Apollo is made into a god again and gets his throne back. With Python gone, Rachel regains her ability of prophecy and makes a prophecy that it kind of looks like it sounded not really good. We don't really get to hear it because Apollo doesn't hear it, but Will and Nico, who were present, they did hear the prophecy. While visiting Nico and Will, Apollo learns that Nico has been hearing a voice that is calling from the Tartarus, a voice that he believes belongs to, despite the Titan's apparent destruction in the House of Hades. Nico and Will intend to travel to Tartarus to find out what happened to and rescue him if they can. That's the summary of this book. I think I want to start with the characters. At the end of the book, we get to see kind of like the little ending, happy ending of all the characters: Piper, Percy and Annabeth, Reina, Frank and Hazel. We got to, and everybody got kind of like an ending for their storyline. The only ones that we didn't get a beautiful top of the knot ending were Nico and Will. So wonder what is gonna happen. I don't really have anything to say about Apollo. I really like him, and he sounds like my favorite god, to be honest. Had a zodiac sign, he would definitely be a Leo, or I don't know. Yeah, and I'm really proud of his development and his growth from the first book to the end, because in the first book obviously he still had his god mentality, so he had a lot of okay, I have to do this, so I'm just gonna find a demigod to do it for me. Actually, that's one of the first things that he did in the book. He went on to find Percy Jackson so Percy can do his dirty job, which obviously Percy didn't fall for that because Percy had to do homework. That reminds me of Captain America Civil War, when Tony Stark is talking to Peter Parker and he's telling him to go to Germany, and Peter says that he can't because he has homework. That was Percy and Apollo first meeting in the first book.
You got a passport?
No, I don't even have a driver's
You ever been
license.
to Germany?
No.
Oh, you'll love it.
I can't go to Germany.
Why?
I got homework.
I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that.
So yeah, but I really liked his growth. It was really beautiful to see that, and I hope he maintains his promise to visit the demigods more often and to just overall be a better god. I don't really have a lot to say about Meg. I mean, she was funny sometimes. I really like her friendship dynamic with Apollo, but as a character I didn't really like her. And I also didn't allow myself to like her because, I mean, there's so many characters that I'm like, yeah, I don't really care for her. So let's talk about the real characters that I actually do in fact care about. So let's start with Nico, who is one of my favorite characters. I love the amount of Nico that we got in this series, and it's like we only saw him in the first book and in the last book, but you could really see the growth in him from the first time that we saw him in the Titan's Curse in the Percy Jackson series all the way up to the Tower of Nero, and it's just a beautiful growth. He has grown so much and he has gone through so much, and I'm just, you know, I want to protect him at all costs. And he was amazing in this series. I'm a simp for Nico, so I will 100% love a novel about him, which Rick tweeted the other day that there might be a Nico novel, and in this book everybody, like I mentioned before, everybody got kind of like an ending, a good happy ending, well, except for Jason of course, but everybody got an ending. But Nico and Will, they both got an open ending, and when the whole thing of that boys from the Tartarus and the prophecy that it might be about them, like, Rick, you already tweeted about it. You better write down the fucking novel. I do not want a series though. I just want like a novel about it, and that's it. I just want a little bit of Nico and Will. That's all I want, and I'll be happy if it's just one short book. Let's talk about Will. He got the skin of a killer.
You're beautiful. Beautiful. This is the skin of a killer, Bill.
I just couldn't help myself when we find out in this book that he glows, and has a flashlight. I just couldn't help myself. I love Will. He deserved the war and beyond. I never expected to like his character so much. Like, I just got so attached to him. He's just a sunshine. I didn't plan that. I really didn't. Okay, so let's talk about Percy and Annabeth. We didn't get to see Annabeth at all in the series. Only in this book for a short period of time when she is telling Apollo about her that she's going to go to university with Percy. I believe they're both going to live in New Rome, but they're not going to live together because Annabeth doesn't want to live with Percy because he is a mess. And I'm really happy that Percy graduated. I know you could do it. She's gonna study architecture and he's gonna study something like marine biology. I I was really concerned because before the book came out, like a month before, I followed this account on Twitter and said that Percy was gonna die in this book, and I was like, whoa, that cannot fucking happen, and it didn't happen, so I'm really glad that didn't happen. But yeah, I really like their ending because, you know, them going off to New Rome and start a new life, going to university, like living a normal life. I'm really happy for them, and that's all I want for them. Talking about New Rome, Frank and Hazel, they're both the I don't know how to say that, so I'm just gonna leave the name right here, of Camp Jupiter, and they seem to be doing a really good job, and I'm really proud of them, so yay. And Reina, she joined the Hunters, which that's the right path for her. I mean, she was a great, I feel like she fits better in the Hunters. I also saw a lot of people saying that, oh, a Talia, Reina kind of romance going on, which I'm totally up for it, but I mean, they're both Hunters, so that can't really happen unless they both decide to leave the Hunters, but I don't know, I'm happy either way. We got to see Rachel in this book, which Rachel is also not a character that I adore, but I like that we were able to see her once again, so that was really nice. We saw Leo on book 2, I believe, in Calypso. I'm not gonna talk about their relationship because, I mean, if I make a video about Percy Jackson, I'll definitely talk about it, but whatever my opinions are about the relationship, they end up together at the end. We don't really get to see, we don't see Calypso. She's just mentioned in the last book. I believe that Leo is, I don't remember exactly what he's doing. I think he's teaching or he's doing classes, like he's doing something like that. I don't remember if it was to like homeless, or I don't remember what it was, but he was doing something good. That's all I remember. He was doing something really, really good. And let's talk about Piper. So Piper is my least favorite character. I do not like her. It was a pain in the ass for me to read her POVs, but she does go through a lot. And in this series, she and Jason have broken off, and just, I guess, weeks or months later, I don't really remember the timeline, he dies, which obviously that affects her, and she actually ends up going back to her dad and like living with him. We find out in this book when Apollo walks in on her kissing another girl. What I really liked about this scene, because, you know, it's a very short scene, not a lot about it, I really like that she didn't put a label on herself, or I really like that because she is just figuring herself out, you know. She has gone through so much, and, you know, I'm not a big fan of labels, so I'm really glad that they didn't push that, oh yeah, now I'm bisexual or pansexual, whatever way Rick wants her to go. And I believe Rick will like update us on her sexuality at some point, but I don't know, I feel it also fits her because she has always been, which is one of the things that I didn't really like about her, is that she has always felt like she didn't fit in. I support her either way, whatever sexual orientation she is. Yay Piper for finding herself. My overall thoughts on the Trials of Apollo series, what I like about the Rick Riordan's books is that they're not overly detailed, and they're really lighthearted and easy to follow. English is not my first language, and as much as English is really easy for me and I can read English, speak in English, you know, I can understand it very well, it's still, you know, sometimes it's different, the formal English to informal English, just like in any language. So sometimes reading can be a little bit hard because they use words that I do not understand, and especially in these type of books where there's a lot of mythology. But I never felt like that. I never felt like I was kind of like, I don't understand what is happening. Hi. So I don't know what happened to my camera, that it just randomly stopped filming, and I didn't notice it until now that I'm editing. So I also don't remember what I said, but I was talking about why I liked the Trials of Apollo, and I just mentioned that it was because it was really easy to read. Every Rick Riordan's book is really easy to read, easy to follow. I read them for the first time when I was 12, and at that time I wasn't very fluent in English, and I still could read the books, so that's really great. I'm gonna be honest, Solangelo, Nico, and Will are the best thing out of this series. So I'm gonna take this whole series as just a Nico Will series because it's what it was for me. I would love to have like a cute little like story about what was like the whole Percy Annabeth Grover road trip, because I really miss a trio. So it would be nice to just see something that happened while they were on their way to the West Coast. Overall, the series is really amazing. It's not my favorite series from Rick Riordan, but it's still really entertaining, and he doesn't really miss. You know, there hasn't been a book that I've read of his that I didn't enjoy. I'm also really excited, and I can't wait to finally see the Percy Jackson adaptation on Disney+. Those Peter Johnson movies couldn't be the only adaptation that we ever got, so I'm really excited, and the fact that Rick is so involved in the project, I'm just here for it, and I just want to see it right now. And also there's gonna be a Kane Chronicles Netflix adaptation. I don't know if it's a TV show or if it's a movie, but I'm excited about that, although I have to reread the books because I haven't finished that yet, and I don't remember where I left it on. So yeah, so I think this is it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know your thoughts about Percy Jackson, the Trials of Apollo, anything Rick Riordan related. Let me know in the comment section. I want to make a video about Percy Jackson, and if you want to see something like that, please let me know. And if you have any idea of what I could do, you're welcome to leave your idea on the comment section. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe because that will really help me out, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.